Here with Chris Freytag, head football coach, athletic director for the Flatonia Bulldogs. How are you doing this morning, Coach?
Great, Tony. How you doing?
I'm doing well. A little bit of a strange circumstance, but we'll get through it. How are things there for you and your family in Flatonia?
Everything's going well. My family's healthy. We've had a recent spike in cases in our precinct. Uh, and so as we open up the state some more, we're still a little nervous. When you have 10 or 15 around a small town, and I'm talking a small town, everybody gets a little worried. But I think everybody's doing pretty well with those cases. So hope we can get that eliminated fairly quick and everybody in the town can be healthy and we can get back to normal.
And as you emphasize there, you are in a small town, and if you come from one of the bigger suburban school districts, you don't understand what the school means to a community like that. And if the school's not the biggest employer in the community, is definitely in the top three, and everyone there knows someone that's in the school. And so when you lose the spring sports, it has a big impact. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we had such a great momentum going from football to basketball. We had an outstanding season in basketball, and our girls sports were doing real well. And then we started baseball and track, and we had the most kids we've had out for track in a long time. And the baseball team, won the first district game over Shiner, and everything was rolling. We have a very good golf team. Girls softball was playing well, and you had all that momentum, and everybody's excited in a small town because, here we go again. We finally reloaded again in some of our sports. And then all of a sudden you get delayed, and then you get canceled. It's tough on the kids. It's tough on the coaches, and it's tough on the community. And it's real tough on parents, especially parents that have senior athletes. And it's tough on those senior athletes. And so all that put together, it's a time that is almost unexplainable, and you really can't describe it. You would never imagine this happening last year, this time, if I was sitting here talking to you. This is something you wouldn't imagine ever happening, and it affects so many people. Sports related is a big part of it, and stuff like that has hit a lot of us, a lot of our parents and our families in this small town. So, that takes precedence over anything. We got to pray for those people to get their jobs back and hope that our economy can rebound. And I think sports is a huge factor in rebounding our economy, not just at a local level or state level, but at a national level.
Right, because sports is an ingrained part of our society, period. Someone who works in sports television, but I still go home and I watch sports every night. It provides the distraction for us. But yeah, I plan my summer around those 2 or 3 Astros games I'm going to go to.
Exactly.
So UIL came out a couple of days ago with a statement that we'd be having limited strength and conditioning starting June 8th. Not a lot of details. We're expecting those this week. But it does give us a starting point and a starting date. Just kind of talk a little bit about the impact of that, having a starting date.
First of all, it's exciting. We know we have an opportunity to get our kids back on campus and just to see our kids. I think that's maybe the most exciting part. We know with this starting, that gives us a great indication that we're going to do our best as a state to get back to some sort of normalcy in August. Of course, we don't know exactly what that's going to look like, and we don't know exactly what summer workouts are going to look like because we haven't got, the guidance isn't out yet. But we're going to do whatever we can to keep our kids safe. Number one, that's the number one priority. And then number two is to get back just to I wouldn't say know our kids, but to get back in the situation we were with the confidence our kids had And number three, do our best, whatever we're told, to get our kids in shape. You know, how that looks like, 10 or 15 kids at a time. Will it be a pain for scheduling and figuring out who goes here, who does this, who does what? Yes. But this is what us coaches want. We want our kids back, and we want the opportunity to make them better mentally and physically. And so it is what it is, whatever our guidances are. Our guidance is from the UIL. We appreciate them working with the governor, the TEA, to get this going. And we're going to figure it out. We're going to do the best we can for our kids at Flatonia. And we're going to try to keep them as safe as possible. And we're going to be smart. And we're also going to understand this. And I told our superintendent yesterday, I'm a big football guy. I can't wait for football. It's the greatest time of year. We also have to understand that at times our kids haven't been on vacation yet. I mean, so, you know, if a kid comes up to me and say, Coach, I'm going to miss a week for summer workout for vacation, coaches need to realize that's okay. Because I have a 15-year-old at home. These packets that we had weren't a lot of fun for the kids and weren't a lot of fun for the parents. There was a lot of stress. And so there has to be we have to have great summer workouts. We also have to have our kids mentally be ready for the year, because football is a grueling sport. And so they're going to have to take a little break from it too. And our coaches too, because I'm going to have to ask my coaches to do more now than ever with summer workouts, because I think we'll be up here a little longer rotating groups. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, and another aspect of that is, you know, the parents, a lot of them, you know, a lot of families plan a summer vacation, and they usually
Correct.
plan it around what they know is going to go on, and there's no ability to do that. There's going to be a lot of vacations kind of all clumped together whenever that becomes possible later in the summer, if it does. And, you know, just simply going to mean that some kids don't have any choice that week or whatever. They're going to be at the beach or whatever the vacation is that they're able to do.
Exactly. And you got to hope that people will get back to vacationing for our economy.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's be positive. I'm going to be positive. August 3rd, we're going to take the field for practice. August 29th or 30th, we're going to be playing that first game. What are the Flatonia Bulldogs going to look like? Who's going to be back? What are the names we're going to be reading in the paper the next morning?
Well, we're going to look very similar to last year. We lost some really good seniors. Not many of them, but we lost some really quality seniors. You know, we'll be led by a running game. We like to run the football. Chris Johnson, I think he had well over 1,000 yards last year, maybe 1,200 and something yards, 15 touchdowns. He'll tote the mail. He'll be our main ball carrier. Quarterback is going to be a position that's up in question right now. I don't have a returning starter. Could be a JV kid from last year. Could be another kid that we used there a few games. Offensive line returns 3 out of 5 starters. I expect that to be a strength. Receiving core will be the best we've ever had in my 10 years here. Defensively, we return 8 starters. We lost a couple inside guys that has done a real good job, really good linebacker, one secondary guy, but I think we have some younger kids that can fill those spots. You know, at one point last year in district, we started 6 freshmen. And so those kids, if they have grown up, which I expect them to grow up, I think we're going to be okay defensively. I'm a little worried about running back depth. I'm worried about the quarterback spot. But other than that, I believe, you know, we should be fairly solid. What does that mean when you go from Division II, 2A to Division I, 2A to easily the hardest, most difficult district in the state? I don't know what that means. I do know this: our non-district schedule will have our kids prepared for that district schedule, and our coaches will have them prepared, and our kids are going to play hard and tenacious, just like we did last year. So I feel good. There's no reason for me to feel bad. Yeah, I can look at the schedule and I can look at our district and is it perfect? Is it something that you just want to jump into and say, boy, this is great? No. But we've been there before. The last time we were in Division I, we went 3 rounds. There's no reason why this group can't get in the playoffs and make some noise.
Speaking of your non-district schedule, unless I looked at it wrong, you're playing a tough non-district schedule,
Yes.
including 3-time defending champion Mark coming to your place this year. Talk a little bit about setting up that game with Coach Hoffman and what you think that means for your team.
Well, you know, he texted me one day and said, "Would you be interested?" And I said, "Yes, I'll listen." And we got to talking back and forth a little bit, and I talked to my coaches and I said, "Why not play Mark? I mean, those guys are looking for games. People are scared of them. I mean, and I'm not saying that they're not a great football team with a bunch of great football players coming back, but in our situation, Tony, we're going to play Shiner, who probably is going to be preseason number 1 with great skill kids, great offensive line, great tradition. You know, and if we make the playoffs, you're going to play Mason or Shiner again or Refugio or whoever. So who better to get you ready to play those types of games than Mart? I know how great they are and what great program, and Coach Hoffman and his staff do a wonderful job, and you know, they're going to be favored to win it all again. And I would imagine Shiner's going to be favored to win it all in Big 2A. So and Refugio's going to be right there, and all those guys will be right there. So why not prepare your team for district? And if that means playing Mart, that means playing Mart. And so many people are worried about their non-district's record. And I've never been one. I've had a lot of 7 and 6 years where you play 13 games but you went 3 rounds because our team was prepared and they played some really good non-district. You know, so many, you know, I'd rather be 7 and 6 and play 13 games than 10 and 1 or 9 and 2, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And so that's my philosophy. Our kids are going to respect Mart, and we're going to respect all our opponents, but we're not going to be scared. We know what they bring to the table, and we know it's going to be a tall task, but it's going to be great. It's going to be on September 11th, a historic day in our history. We're going to have a brand new turf football field here in Flatonia. Our field house has been refurbished. We have a 4,000 square foot weight room that just got built. A brand new track is about to be started also. So our facilities are going to be great. It's going to be a great night of football. It's just going to be great. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You live for games like that, and the kids will be excited. Our kids have enough football sense to know what they're playing when they play Mart. And so, you know, we're going to respect that, but we're going to prepare, and it's going to be a great time. And Coach Hoffman and them are he said he's excited to come to Flatonia. He's never been down here, you know, and next year we'll be excited to go to Mart. I wish more coaches would do more scheduling like this, at least one a year, because it's great for the fans. I mean, fans of high school football in Flatonia, if they don't go watch Mart in the state championship, they may have never seen Mart play football. I mean, how many state championships have they won? 5, 6? I don't even know. It's a bunch. I can't even count.
I think it's 5 or 6. Yeah,
it's a lot. And now they're coming to Flatonia, and our fans are going to get to see Mart. You know, and when we go up there, they're going to get to see Flatonia, and it's great for the state of football. And I wish more coaches would do a little cross Texas games so people can see the quality of football all around the state.
All right. Well, thanks for your time today, Coach. Definitely hope we get to see the Bulldogs on the field this fall.
Well, I appreciate it, Tony. Stop by someday, and when we get out of this quarantine, and stop by and see me, and appreciate what you do for all of us guys. And thank you for having us on. And go Bulldogs.